I would call this new Challenger with a gold rotary fission, thermal fission reactive engine, the Storm. That would be the ultimate package that, if that available year, would be sold for very high cost. You could still sell regular models of the Challenger, but just for that one model year, you would get the ultimate package that would even beat a Tourbillon on a track. It would have more automatic transmission within the car. It would not be a drag car, but it would still be a muscle car. It would simply be a full-on automatic transmission because it would be a rotary engine. It wouldn't need a shifter. So it would be way better off at the track. Would have way more power available and constant at the rear wheels, and would beat a Tourbillon in speed, and would look like a retro Challenger, except it would have a bubbling water chamber above the. It wouldn't even need a fucking radiator, because the heat, it would better generate the power. We save on that too. Because the top could be, simply work like similar to a radiator, but we'll see. Just a bubbling water chamber. Make the water constantly bubble and enter the chamber. It would be called the Storm. Would still have an underneath gas tank to begin with, a fuel line, and a more modern water pump. That would still be involved in the actual make of the car. The differential would have to be made of tungsten. That would be the only metal I know that would just withstand that so much of an impact and knock. So the entire gearbox would be made of tungsten. The entire transmission block would be made of tungsten. So it would make the car heavy, somewhat, and widespread throughout the car. That it would better keep its weight on the ground, and you could even drop it a little. Would maybe even be a perfect drift car, because it would actually stick close to the ground. Would be a quite unique Challenger package, in my opinion. It would be saving a grace for Dodge, because it had its speed record stolen by Bugatti. So let's take it back, guys. Let's claim back the throne to the top speed champions. If you like my ideas, just simply work it out on the drawing table. I told you how to make the car. We'll talk about price points and money we would all make. And who owns what share. Later. I just work it out, please, for me. Get a few drawing artists to actually do it. But it would be mostly triangular at the bottom. It would the engine. It would be made of gold, look more triangular, or like a pyramid. But circular and within the motion, and would generate force. And it would work more like a gearbox, actually, because the explosion would spiral in flow and create power. That's how you would generate the constant motion and electric current within the charge of the explosion, because it'd be backed by the Gold and Fisher, and would constantly power the car and lights and dash radio. Battery use would be minimal, only to make it start. See what I mean, guys? No alternator, no need of a hood scoop, no need of any venting, no radiator. Would be better drop and heavy dispersed across the car. So and would be way better track car than the Bugatti Tourbillon to begin with. It would probably even be its speed record, because it would be a thermal nuke and generate so much power to the rear wheels. It's all on how you design the gearbox and the transmission. and how the engine connects, but could be somewhat electronically powered. It would work similar to electric motor. You know, Bugatti invented the transmission, or Chevrolet invented the electronic front drive. Just design it on the other way around. Use it to generate force to the back using a tungsten crankshaft and gearbox. Wouldn't weigh that much more. Would still be way better for weight distribution around the car in a whole. You know, drop it a little bit, not too much, but it would still be a lot better than a Tourbillon.
Your fucking sequential box would turn like 4 times more.
And what's good is it wouldn't cost that much more than a normal car to build. Apart from tungsten and gold being higher in cost, but we have so much in Canada, it should not be a problem. We should be able to print both materials quite easily by simple match of electronics position. The rest of the car could be standard aluminum and whatever your usual parts are. I would try to better develop a carbon fiber for just somewhat of some of the paneling. Using hemp would save a little on the weight distribution of the car. You know, if you want to make a drag pack using that same engine, you could have a few different packages available with the same engine type. You know, it's all about you how many packages you want to sell. But I want the track one, Storm, the Hellcat Storm, or something like that. It would be an entire own. It's on its own package, I guess. Storm. The Challenger Storm. Lightning will strike twice, guys. We will have 2 available model years. I have 2 engine options available, but I want to keep them available on separate years because one would still need a lot more work and time to even fully design and test. The second one, the one would basically just need the same sulfur and iridium. You know how we would make a solid block out of it and engine work. You know, we'll see. We would have to maybe mix it with another material such as gold to begin with. So, you know, that one still needs a little more work from my part. So I want to keep that for another model year. You know. Both editions would be pretty unique, and any collector's edition and would have much high price. I would say make like 3,000 Canada, 3,000 US, something like that. You know, and sell it at a reasonable price. Just laugh at Bugatti. We would simply make a smarter business investment. Anyways, our car would still make a lot more money in general because it would fetch a pretty cool price point. Anyways, it would be still above the normal Demon price point, but we could make it somewhat reasonable price that it's still attainable as a top collector's edition package. You know, would be still quite unique. You know, would be a history first, anyways, to begin with. And would actually be proper Storm engine compared to the Tourbillon, which just basically uses two crank rotary style engines into one. It has nothing like a Storm. You know, it doesn't technically do a storm fixture. You know, I want to laugh at Bugatti for that. I like the name idea. I like the car. I still like the car and respect the car company. I'm not saying I want to do this just to completely dish Bugatti. They're still a good car manufacturer for France, but I want to be its record and take claim again that we would build the fastest car. I'd say we could make well worth a few $1 million per car. You know, it still would be attainable to some prize investors. Instead of what it would be worth around $33 million compared to the Tourbillon.
L'année prochaine,
So it would have a lot of resale value. It would be a championship to own one of these cars.
they'll use it for government.
It would actually sell a lot of units.
Sinon, on va tomber les trucs.
Would have much more success than the Bugatti, you know. It would be a better drag package and a better track package. We could actually sell two model versions within the same year that you would use and recycle the same basic engine idea. One would be called the Storm. Well, the engine could be called the Storm basically, and develop two packages that would be available. Actually, we wouldn't. We could call it the Demon Storm or something like that. It's up to you. Think about marketing. What would work out better? But I like the name Storm for the engine or the car in general. And I would say we could do two available top packages. One drag pack, one track pack. You know, but would reuse the same engine principle. It would be basically at that point weight distribution. Do you want to make it lift or not? You know, how you would do the whole car, but would still recycle most of the same body, most of the same engine, and I think would look really cool on any Champions race car, shelf. I would actually beat the Bugatti record. Yes. With a car that would cost much less to produce and sell for much less money. I would laugh at Bugatti. And would actually cost almost nothing to power the car. Would take water. Even basically water out of the ocean should work. If you would drain the sea salt, and who knows, maybe sea salt would actually help conduct a more powerful charge. I would have to verify that Dodge actually think of it. Do check if sea salt would power more electronically. Maybe it would. You would basically use that same power, thermal fission, to electronically power the entire car. So the lights, the radio, the whole dash, the lights on the dash, your gauges, and most of the transmission could actually be powered by the thing. The battery would be used basically to prime the charge. No alternator work. Would save that room and no radiator, no need for venting. And all you would have to do is make it slightly bubbly carburetor that would bubble the water in the engine slowly but constantly. Well, maybe not that slowly, but you would need water a lot. Just verify for yourself how the design would work. Get your best engine designers on the table and take my ideas, my concepts, and work it out. Would be slightly triangular. Look at within the design. Would the design of the turbine inside would slightly remind you of an actual gearbox. Use the electric current to push on the parts within the fissure. Everything would be backed by gold, basically. A turbine made of gold, yes, should still work.